now that we know what the 3 goals are in our life, now that we know that how do you have the mental fuel, the next thing is how do you focus now? So now let's say on day number 1, we start our work, and how can you have laser sharp focus so that we can achieve the goals that we want in our life? The technique that I have is very simply 3, 50 and 0. So some of you here who followed some other videos, you might already know what 50 and 0 are. So let me introduce to you a new concept, which is number 3. Now I told you one of the reasons why people don't achieve their goals, people have poor performance, is usually because of one of the reasons is because of overwhelm. So here's my technique for you, and here's where single tasking comes in, because I'm a huge believer in single tasking versus multitasking, which many people will do. Now what you need to do is you need to focus on the 3, 50 and 0, and this is how it works. What is 3? 3 means simply whenever you are about to start your work, whenever you decide to start your work, it could be 9 a.m. in the morning, it could be 10 a.m. in the morning, it could be whatever time you want to work on. So just before you start, always just pause for a while and take 3 deep breaths. Now this is very, very important. Now it's very easy for us to say, okay, you know what, I need to work, I need to send my emails, I need to send a proposal, I need to work on this document, I need to talk to the people, I need to go to the meeting. Well, you can do that, but if you jump into that, what happens is you will give into distractions, because you need to just compose yourself and get ready for the focus zone. Now I can tell you one thing. In today's world, the person who has laser sharp focus is the person who wins. And that's the reason why you need to prime your brain. You need to train your brain. Hey brain, I'm now going into the focus zone. Your brain will remember that, okay, every time I take 3 deep breaths, that's time for me to get into the focus zone. Now I can tell you one thing. I've been doing this technique for many years right now, more than 15-20 years, and I can tell you this thing. I can get into the focus zone just like that because I train my brain to be getting into the focus zone. My brain knows that if I'm taking 3 deep breaths, it's entering into the focus zone. So it'll take some time, but you need to do that. That's number 1. Number 2, what is 50? 50 is simply set the timer for 50 minutes. Now this is what is called as the Pomodoro technique. Now Pomodoro technique, traditionally they will only have 25-minute time chunks. Now the concept of a Pomodoro technique is very simple. Instead of working continuously for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours, what you need to do is work for shorter periods of time, but work with amazing world-class high-level focus. It's always good to take a short period of time, short chunk of time, and work with world-class focus, and then take a break and then get back to another session, compared to, you're working with 1 hour, 2 hours with full of distractions, full of interruptions. That is not laser sharp focus. That is what actually contributes to overwhelm, and also that's what contributes to multitasking. That's 50 for you. So set the timer for 50 minutes, and also the next step is the critical step. And if you mess this up, the last one, it's not really going to work for you. And the last one, 0, is simply in that 50 minutes, absolutely no distractions and no interruptions. Don't get into any of your interruptions that you know already that you get into. So maybe for some of you, email is a distraction. Maybe for some of you, something else is a distraction. You already know what your distractions are. Take a commitment for the next 50 minutes. I am not going to get into any of these distractions, interruptions until that 50 minutes when I hear the beep. And after I hear the beeper, it's okay. I can go crazy on these distractions until I come back and do another 50-minute session. Now here's one thing that I want to now add an extra layer to this. We not only need to do the 3, 50 and 0, but just before you start doing this is what you need to do. When you start your day, when you have your to-do list, always ask yourself, how many of the things that you have on your to-do list are helping you to achieve your 3 big goals that you have in your life? Remember, at step number 1, we have the big picture, right? So my question is, let's say you've written down 10 things to do today. Out of these 10 things, how many of them are actually helping you to move towards the goal that you want to achieve in the first step that you have? Now, here's the thing. There could be many days, many weeks, many months. Some people, they're working on tasks which are important for their day-to-day work, but then they're not prioritizing the work, and they're actually spending all of the time on the things that are urgent but not focusing on the important. And that is not really going to help you with your goals, because I know so many people, and I was a victim of this too in the past, where I had a goal and I really didn't have a good strategy, and you know what, the whole year went by, I didn't do anything about it. The next year went by, didn't do anything about it, and then after some time we feel that, you know what, maybe this is not for me, and then we change the goals or we reduce the goals and we lose heart and we feel bad and we justify and we go for excuses, and all these things happen and we play a small game. So what you need to do is always make sure that every day you must do at least something that will actually make you move towards your goals. This is very, very important. And if you don't do that, then you'll be ending up most of the time doing the urgent tasks compared to the important tasks. So that's 3, 50, and 0. 3 deep breaths, 50 minutes, timer, and 0 distractions, laser sharp, world class focus on the task that you need to do. And when you do that, okay, here's the thing. Let me ask you this question here. What would you rather have? Have 3 50-minute sessions in the day with world-class laser sharp focus, 0 distractions, 0 interruptions? Is that good? Or you work for 3 hours, then every now and then, you check your email, you look at your social media, and then you go out and come back, you're chatting with your colleagues. Is that good? So you make the choice. I can tell you one thing, a person who can do 1 50-minute world-class focus is much better than a person who does 3 hours of work with multiple distractions and multiple interruptions. That's the reason why I say multitasking keeps you busier, single tasking makes it easier. So do not do multitasking, go for 3, 50, and 0.